Not live yet. So let's see how we can describe trends that are increasing. So first of all, let's have a look at some verbs and nouns that we can use. So we have the most typical verbs, I'd say, are increase and rise. They are very commonly used, and we can also use grow or climb. And some verbs like spike and surge, which describe, let's say, a big increase, whereas increase and rise are more neutral. Now, what is interesting about these words is that most of them can be nouns, but for grow, where the noun is growth. Okay, all the others they have the same form as verbs and as nouns. Now, if we want to be more precise in our description, especially when we use verbs like increase and rise, which are neutral, we can use adverbs when we use verbs, or adjectives when we use nouns. So we can have slight and slightly, gradual, gradually, moderate, moderately, significant, significantly, sharp or sharply, dramatic or dramatically, and steady or steadily. Let's see some examples. So let's describe an increase like that. It's not a very big increase, but we can describe it like that. For example, talking about COVID-19 cases in one area, we can say COVID-19 cases have increased steadily, have risen steadily. Okay, or if we want to use a noun, we can say COVID-19 cases saw a steady increase, a steady rise, and so on, steady growth. Now, a second example where we have a bigger increase, like this. We can say, for example, the rate of infection has risen significantly or considerably, or has increased, it has grown, and so on. Or we could use a noun, and we could say something like, there has been a significant or considerable rise in the rate of infection. And then if we want to describe a bigger increase, like this, for example, in some graph, we can have a sentence like, the demand for PPE equipment, personal protective equipment, has increased dramatically. So we need a strong adverb here, like dramatically, to show this upward trend. Or we can say there has been a dramatic increase in the demand for PPE equipment. Or we can use some verbs that are strong in themselves, they have a strong meaning in themselves. So we can say the demand for more PPE equipment has soared, has spiked, or has surged. These do not demand some kind of adverb because by themselves they describe a sudden, rapid increase, upward trend. And that's all from me.